Don't don't make me laugh. Loki's so proud of me. I live in gun country. You guys know that. We're going somewhere with this. And I decided to go out and film for you guys. And I think I got some nice stuff. I'm not sure. I have to look at it all. And I was carrying my tripod with me because we were going to do this right and not have the camera go like this. And a lot of people didn't know what a tripod is, so a lot of people thought I was carrying like a gun or a gun rack, and people were like, "Yeah, man, yeah," and he was just smiling. I don't even bother to correct people because this is gun country. This is a place where a lot of people have to hunt to put food on the table and survive. So I was like, "Yeah, man, yeah." It's yeah, I do shoot with it. I just don't get any food. I did get a lot of birds. I bagged a lot of birds today, but they're all also miraculously alive. It's a miracle. And, we had a good time. And I thought, as I'm filming, I thought, oh, none of this came out. I don't like how any of this looks in the camera. I thought, well, we got the practice, we got the walk, we got to spend time together, so we're coming home. And when you're up on this hill, guys, by the way, you probably wouldn't hear any sound. I don't know if we'll use it or not, but when you're up on this hill, you hear all the birds and everything, which is beautiful, and you hear the wind. You also hear the Dairy Queen announcing numbers. You hear cars, you hear traffic, you hear people. I'm like, yeah, I know how twitchy YouTube is. I'm gonna be taking the sound out of this, aren't I? But it was fun to do. So we're coming home. And everybody's like, thumbs up, buddy. Yeah. And we stopped by the Dairy Queen because I said, you want some burger? Burger for me? And he's like, it's not my day. I said, I don't care, buddy. You came out with me. Let's go get burger. So we went and we got burger. And I said, it's okay. I wanted a burger. It was nice going out. We spent some time together. And whether or not we got anything out of it was beside the point. Excuse me. And so we come home and we're looking through our stuff, and I have been exploring stuff lately. I'm always exploring. You guys know I'm always digging into stuff to see what I can find. And not constantly, but for the last couple of years or so, every so often I look into the UU church because I'm like, it sounds intriguing. This sounds at least like a noble effort. But I was watching a preacher today, and I agreed with everything he said. Well, not everything he said, but kind of what he said. Until he got to the point where Hitler wasn't evil. I think we can all agree Hitler was an evil rat bastard that deserved to die, and the only more fun thing that would have made history greater is if we would have caught him about 5 years earlier and set him on fire. I think we can all agree that would have been a great thing and save much misery on this planet. But not only would he not call Hitler or Mussolini or serial killers or anyone evil, um, a lot of things were sinful. I thought, uh-huh. I knew you were just fancy dress Christians. I knew it. I knew it. Cheeseburgers are evil. Donuts are evil. Sex is evil. All this stuff's evil. There's no hell, but all this stuff's sinful. It's sinful, not evil, I'm sorry, but still, it's sinful. And I'm like, okay. So you're just fancy dress Christians. And they do mention Christian Jewish theology in their tenets. So they don't have a system of belief, but they do. And they're open to everyone, but not so much. And they're saying everyone was saved. Everyone. And that would include Hitler, Mussolini, everyone else. And Odin is just watching me as I'm watching this today, and Loki was just watching me. And sometimes Loki kind of hangs back and lets Odin say the Odin stuff, because Odin will. Because if Odin thinks you're stupid, he will not hesitate to tell you. When the guy started talking about, that Hitler wasn't evil, I got this barrage of opinions from Odin that it must be so useful to live in that kind of rose-colored world and blah 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 blah. And basically, the guy was saying, well, we can't call anyone evil, because if we call anyone evil, then we call groups of people evil. And then where are we? I'm like, yes, Hitler was evil. Nazis were evil. They were all bastards. And if I could set them all on fire and put them in the middle of the worst place in Hellenheim, I would. Good. So, here, yeah. Um, and it was just one of those things that I thought they're so namby-pamby, squishy-wishy, whooshy-whooshy. It kind of reminds me of, when I was trying to stick with Christianity, I really went crazy with the Bible. And there's this part where God says, "You're neither hot nor cold. I'm spitting you out. You're like disgusting food. That's really it should either be hot or cold, but you're like lukewarm. You're like, bleh." So, so God talked about vomiting these people back up, and I'm like, I think these were the people I was talking about. And I try not to step on people's beliefs. Okay, guys, you know that. And I've seen a lot of you people that are perfectly sane, but this guy was like, he wouldn't call anyone evil. He didn't believe in, defending yourself. And I'm like, wait, what? Um, and that can be one of the things when we start to mix everything together. When you throw everything in the blender and hit puree, you can get mighty confused because these are very distinct outlooks. And apparently they say what they do is they go into every single religion on the planet and they take out all the good stuff. Well, how are you supposed to judge what's good if you won't even judge what's evil? I'm like, okay, you have fun with that. And I'm thinking, they say they're open, but I can think of a lot of gods and goddesses that would not be welcome in this church. Really. Dionysus, because the guy's talking about sex and feasting and eating too much being a sin, and Dionysus just in the background like, it's Apollo's church, I'm gonna die. And, you can't commit violence. In Odin and like every Norse god ever is like, oh, really? Really? You don't want us to defend you now? Okay. Okay. Don't call on me when someone's breaking into your house. It was just this thing of, it's okay not to agree with people. And Odin's been like, you don't have to agree with everyone you meet. And I usually don't. I'm usually highly opinionated. And Loki was just having fun because Loki knew I wouldn't give up my quest until I caught that mouse because it's the Lokean fox in me. I'm like, there's a mouse. I know there's a mouse. They're saying they're all open and they love everyone and you can do whatever you want. Pagans are welcome, but there's a mouse. There's a little mouse somewhere. I'm going to catch it and I'm going to eat it. And as soon as he started talking about sin and everything else, my stomach just turned. Because remember, I grew up Roman Catholic and I'm well acquainted with sin. They don't believe in original sin, but they still have sin. So it's like sin light, I guess. They're not going to hell, but they're still bad and they should still feel bad about it. And I'm like, you people could have made up any religion you want, and you made up the one where humans still suck and are fallible. Good for you. I'm like, if I have to make up a religion someday, humans are gonna be awesome. Don't try too hard. Don't work on bettering yourself. That's just like a greater Loki. Something American something. He can say that in this house. I'm American, but if you said that anywhere else, that would be racist. Okay. So, yeah, it's like sounds like the standard American religion. You're evil. Anyhow, yeah, the gods did not like that one bit. They did not like people saying, "Oh, they're open," but here's a whole list of rules for you, and oh, you're this, no, you're that. And when I was making a video originally this morning, it was a totally different video about how wonderful all these teachings were until I watched some more of it. And I said though I could never fit into that church anyways because they can have all the love and compassion they want, but that doesn't fit here. I kind of have to be host and head bouncer. I do. I can't just permit people to come on here and say everything they want or shitpost or something else. I have to be the law around here whether I want to or not, or everybody's going to walk all over me and we're never going to get shit done. So hearing yeah back here, but it kind of was interesting to explore. Because, you do get used to having grown up in a church, and every so often, I know there are Wiccan churches, and I know there are pagan churches, and that you think of, oh, I wonder if I should ever go back. what does this church teach? And when he started talking about sin and everybody's saved, I'm like, no, there's some bastards that deserve to burn for eternity. Don't you tell me that everybody's I already failed. I haven't even joined that church, and never will, but I already failed. And it was just, it was just stuff I didn't agree with. I think you should have the right to defend your own property, and you should have the right to go to war if you believe in that cause. If I believe in it or not is immaterial. You should have a right to fight to defend yourself. Because I hang out with the old man a lot, that's why. And I thought, that's when you've hung out with your Norse gods, because you become a cynic. And you look at everything and you're like, that's not how the world works. Have you lived in this world? Because that's not how this world works. Odin's highly cynical. He really is. And so is Loki. They're both kind of cynical, a little bit jaded. They're not perfect gods in their sense of a perfect god. Like say the UU Church, that they believe all religions have wisdom, and I agree with them on that. They believe God is everywhere, and I'm like, wait. So to them, it's their Christian God, their Judeo-Christian God everywhere. I'm like, have you met the Odin version of your God? Because he would laugh at everything you're saying, especially the peace part and the part about being passive. And this is the God that's advice is when you see evil, give your enemies no rest. I'm like, you haven't met the Odin part, have you? Let me introduce you to Norse mythology. You'll just love it. It's filled with bloodshed and violence, and the world ends in destruction after all the humans die, because, oops. I'm hearing hysterical laughter back here. But yeah, guys, I try not to pick on people's religion. And I realize that if you don't know me or you just joined the channel, it can come off like I'm not trying to pick on it, but I'm like, I do have to speak my truth. Which is why I would never be welcome back in the church. But, I had also found articles where people were actually picked on in that church because there was a lesbian that went to that church because she thought she could be a lesbian and be there. Not in the branch she went to. They say they're all inclusive. She didn't experience that. So, and a lot of gay people have had that problem of being told this pagan group is inclusive and everything else. And they go there and intolerance is being committed because they're too namby-pamby and they include everyone, including the intolerant assholes. So I'm like, you can't do that. If you want to make a safe space, you have to say, look, I'm sure you're a lovely person, but fuck off and get out of here because you don't treat my people like that. I'm hearing, yeah! I can see why I'm losing subs by the boatload. We're currently in a downward trend, and I can see why I tend to speak my mind, and that tends to piss people off, but oh well. But if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to look through that footage, and if I got something interesting, I'm going to see if we have some good music to go with it. Kind of in Hobbit mode. I think it's why I went out. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.